Amigos, bienvenidos al canal. El día de hoy tendremos un video en donde estaremos con mi amigo Caleb, quien es de América, de los Estados Unidos. Hello Caleb, how are you?
Hola amigos, estoy bien. Soy de los Estados Unidos. I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. And Giovanni, back to you.
Thank you, Caleb. El día de hoy tendremos 10 frases, las cuales son muy útiles en inglés, y Caleb nos va a ayudar a saber cuál es el correcto uso de cada una de ellas y la correcta pronunciación. Espero que les guste y que se diviertan. So, Caleb, 3, 2, 1, let's learn together, guys. Número 1, I'm beat. Number 1, I'm beat. So Caleb, please tell us what's the meaning of this phrase.
Yeah. So I'm beat means to be completely tired or exhausted. An example is like after a hard day at work, you come home and you're just tired and you sit down and you're like, oh, I'm beat. I'm just so tired. I'm exhausted.
Okay, Caleb, thank you. So, I'm beat, amigos, es cuando ustedes llegan a casa después de un largo día de trabajo, se sienten muy cansados, muy exhaustos, toman asiento y dicen, I'm beat, I'm beat. Number 2, running late, running behind, or running behind schedule. What about these phrases, Caleb?
Yeah, so running late, running behind, or running behind schedule, they all have the same general meaning to them. So you can use any one of those three for this, I guess. So the general description is that you have a schedule or many things to do throughout the day, maybe throughout the week, whenever, and you don't have a lot of time to do them, or you're very rushed. An example is maybe normally you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do everything that you need to do for work. You know, like you need to wake up, shower, get dressed, eat breakfast, do all this stuff, brush your teeth, and you got to leave by 7 o'clock. But instead, for some reason, your alarm clock stops working and you wake up by yourself at 6:45 instead of 6 o'clock. That's 45 minutes knocked off of your normal routine. So you got to fit your shower, getting dressed, eating, brushing your teeth, doing everything that you normally got to do into 15 minutes instead of half an hour or instead of a full hour. So you are running late, running behind, or running behind schedule. It's very rushed.
Okay, so running late, running behind, or running behind schedule is when you are doing something, but it takes you more time than you thought. So, and also you have more things to do.
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily that you have more things to do or it takes longer. It's just that you have a shorter amount of time to do it. Like in my example, normally you have an hour to do all of these things and you can go at a comfortable pace, but you woke up with 15 minutes. 45 whole minutes are gone because you overslept. So you have to fit your normal 1 hour schedule or your 1 hour routine into 15 minutes. That's not an easy thing to do normally. You gotta rush. You have to go very, very fast. Muy rápido.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Caleb, thank you. So, amigos, running late, running behind, or running behind the schedule es cuando ustedes tienen muchas cosas que hacer, pero lo tienen que hacer en un corto periodo de tiempo. Entonces pueden utilizar aquí una de las tres frases, ya sea running late, I'm running late, or running behind, I'm running behind, or I'm running behind schedule. Number 3. So, keep an eye on time, or keeping an eye on the time. What do you have here, Caleb?
Well, actually, this phrase is a little bit more versatile. It can be keep an eye on the blank. Anything can really be filled in there. But this phrase, keep an eye on whatever, is more like it means pay attention to the object or the noun that you are trying to keep an eye on. Like for example, you can say keep an eye on the time. That means watch the time, pay attention to it. For example, maybe you have something coming up in half an hour, like you have a meeting in half an hour. And so you need to pay attention to the time to make sure that you don't miss it. So you are keeping an eye on the time. Maybe you have to watch your little brother, like you're babysitting or something. So maybe your parents say, keep an eye on your little brother. So you got to watch him, pay attention to him, make sure he doesn't get into any trouble, something like that.
All right, Caleb, thank you. So, amigos, tenemos aquí la frase keep an eye on something. Ya puede ser acerca de la hora, o de repente, como en el ejemplo que Caleb dio, de que sus padres le dijo de que se quede en casa y cuide a su hermano menor, y ellos le dijeron a Caleb, keep an eye on your little brother, en tu hermano menor, o a tu hermano menor. Keep an eye on him. Alright, so, es cuando alguien les dice a ustedes que le presten atención a algo, que miren eso, que observen eso. Número 4, number 4, killing time or running out the clock. Caleb, what can you tell us about these couple of phrases which have, I think, the same meaning, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They both mean the exact same thing. Basically, it just means waiting. I'm waiting for something. So, for example, maybe you got to work a little early and you're just waiting for your shift to begin. You're waiting to clock in and start your shift. And maybe someone comes up to you and says, hey, Giovanni, what are you doing? Just sitting there. Say, oh, I'm just killing time. I'm waiting for my shift to begin. Or you can just say, I'm just running out the clock. Basically, I'm just waiting for my shift to begin.
Okay. All right, Caleb, thank you. Entonces, amigos, killing time or running out the clock. Cualquiera de las dos frases pueden utilizarlo cuando, por ejemplo, están esperando para comenzar algo, como en el ejemplo que Caleb nos dio, que él estaba esperando para iniciar su trabajo, suponiendo que su trabajo comience a las 3 de la tarde y él está como 10 minutos antes y él está sentado esperando y alguien se le acerca y le dice, ¿qué estás haciendo? Y ustedes pueden utilizar la frase killing time o también pueden decir running out the clock. Running out the clock. I'm killing time. I'm running out the clock. Número 5. Number 5. Off the top of my head. So Caleb, off the top of my head, what's the meaning of this phrase?
Nice. All right, so off the top of my head, I had a hard time putting my finger on the definition. I couldn't quite figure it out. So I had to Google it, and what Google told me was the general definition is without careful thought. So, for example, if someone were to say, like, hey, Giovanni, what are all the colors in the world? And you go, well, I'm not going to think too hard about this. Just off the top of my head, I can think of red, green, blue, yellow, and I can't think of any more at the moment without putting a lot more thought into it. So just off the top of my head, just without a lot of thought, these are what I can think of.
Okay, amigos, off the top of my head es, y pueden usarlo cuando alguien se acerca a ustedes y les pregunta acerca de algo y ustedes tienen ideas que se les ocurre al momento sin pensar mucho en la respuesta. Ustedes pueden utilizar aquí off the top of my head. Número 6, number 6, on the tip of my tongue. So Caleb, what about this phrase, on the tip of my tongue?
Yeah, so the phrase on the tip of my tongue it means what you're trying to say, but it's just out of reach. It's almost there. You can almost think of it, but it's just on the tip of your tongue. I have a better description for it, but it's on the tip of my tongue. It's just right there.
Okay, it's when you know what you're gonna say, but you forgot you forgot it at that moment, in the moment, right?
Yeah, but it's like right there. Like it's not like you forgot necessarily, because then it's just like, well, I have no idea what I was going to say. But it's like, you know what you're wanting to say, and the word is almost...
Yeah. Okay, you know what you wanted to say,
Agreed.
but you don't find the right word.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, amigos, thank you, Caleb. Es cuando ustedes saben lo que van a decir, pero no encuentran la palabra correcta, la palabra que están buscando, y se les olvida tal vez un poco en el momento. Ustedes pueden utilizar la frase aquí, on the tip of my tongue. Por ejemplo, tengo la palabra on the tip of my tongue, pero no recuerdo exactamente cuál era esa palabra. Alright, Caleb, go ahead.
Oh,
Number what?
número 7.
Número 7. Number 7.
Japanese accent whenever I did that. Número 7.
Número 7.
Número 7.
Alright, Caleb. Number 7. Número 7. Out of hand. Out of hand. So, Caleb, out of hand. The meaning of this phrase, what should it be?
Yeah, so the phrase out of hand means like you have this situation that has become a problem, one that you can no longer handle. Or it's getting to the point where you can no longer handle it, to where maybe you need help or something. So for example, maybe you are throwing a party because your parents left for the weekend, you're a teenager, so you're throwing this party. It's supposed to just be close friends, just a little gathering, I guess, but it turns out they invited more friends, and before you know it, your whole house is trashed. Your parents are going to be back soon. This whole situation has gotten out of hand. It's become a big problem, and you're probably going to get in trouble for it.
Okay, Caleb, thank you. So, amigos, out of hand es cuando ustedes, por ejemplo, están teniendo una fiesta en sus casas, pero todo se comienza a descontrolar, tanto así que pueden llegar a tener problemas muy serios con sus padres. Y también pueden utilizar esta frase en present continuous, en presente continuo, como por ejemplo, the party is getting out of hand. La fiesta se está saliendo de control. Number 8. Snap out of it. So, Caleb, snap out of it. What do you have here? What would be the best meaning for this?
Yeah, so snap out of it. It's like if someone's in a daze or in a weird mood or just not themselves. Maybe even they're like daydreaming or something. They're just kind of staring off into space, just in their own head. You can say this while shaking the person. You can like snap out of it, quit being weird, come back to reality, I guess. Or you can just go like snap out of it. Oh, that's
all right. Okay, Caleb, thank you. So snap out of it is when someone is thinking about something and you are saying him or her about something else, but he or she is like thinking about I don't know what, but he or she is only thinking, and it's like this. And you want to say it, pay attention. So you can use the phrase snap out of it, right? Okay.
Well, hold on. It's not exactly saying like pay attention. I don't know. It's not quite. I don't know. You can say snap out of it, pay attention. That makes sense. But if you say snap out of it to mean pay attention, that doesn't quite work.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's more like saying like, hey, pay attention. Except it would be like, like snap out of it, pay attention.
Oh, okay.
It's
all
like
right,
saying something to get their attention.
All right.
So that they will pay attention, I guess. But
okay.
It doesn't mean pay attention.
All right. So, snap out of it and pay attention are two different. I mean, I have to use it in a different, separate. I don't have to combine. I don't have to mix those phrases, right? Like one.
Right, yeah. Because like, if you have a friend who is in a weird mood, normally maybe they're really fun and energetic, but I don't know, they got an ice cream cone and they dropped their ice cream and they've been sad for the past hour. You can be like, hey, snap out of it. It was just ice cream, you know, come on.
Oh, okay.
Be normal. Quit being sad about your ice cream that fell on the ground an hour ago. I'll buy you a new one, you know.
All right, thank you, Caleb. So, yeah, that was a good explanation, Caleb.
All right.
And entonces, amigos, snap out of it es cuando, por ejemplo, ustedes están conversando con alguien, pero esa persona está pensando en otra cosa. Entonces ustedes quieren llamar su atención y les pueden decir, snap out of it. Préstame atención, pay attention, snap out of it. Number 9, my bad. My bad. It would be like my mistake too, right?
Yeah, it has the exact same meaning. It just tends to be a more common expression here where I live in the Midwest. It can act as an apology also. Like maybe if you bump into somebody, you can say, oh, my bad, or you can say, sorry, my bad, or it's just like saying my mistake, but it's a little bit more common.
All right, Caleb, thank you. So, amigos, my bad es otra forma de decir my mistake. Por ejemplo, it was my mistake. Ese fue mi error. En lugar de decir my mistake, ustedes pueden decir my bad. It was my bad. So finally we have number 10, número 10, which is I'm stuffed. I'm stuffed, Caleb. The meaning of this phrase, can you explain us, please?
Yeah. So I'm stuffed means it means that you're extremely full, like you've just eaten a lot of food and you just, I'm stuffed, I'm so full, I don't want to move, I don't want to even get up to leave, I just want to go to sleep and be in a food coma. So I'm stuffed.
All right, but you only have to use this phrase in first person, right? For example, you cannot say this phrase like you are stuffed.
Yeah, it sounds a little weird if you were to tell someone else that they're stuffed.
All right, but you can ask him or her, are you stuffed?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, good. Thank you. Okay, amigos, I'm stuffed. Como en el ejemplo que Caleb nos dio, es cuando ustedes comen mucho y se sienten muy llenos. Entonces ustedes pueden utilizar la frase I'm stuffed. Estoy lleno. He comido mucho. I'm stuffed. Pero solamente lo pueden utilizar en primera persona. Si quieren decirlo como por ejemplo you are stuffed, como dijo Caleb, eso sonaría un poco raro, ¿ok? Y también lo pueden utilizar como una pregunta, eso sí lo pueden hacer. Are you stuffed? Como por ejemplo en español podría ser ¿estás lleno? Are you stuffed? Alright, Caleb, so those were the 10 phrases of today, Caleb. Thank you so much for your explanations, for your examples, because they were very useful for me, and I think for people who is watching this video too. So thank you so much. Hopefully we are gonna have another video, which is gonna be like hopefully soon.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Caleb. And do you have something to tell to the public?
Yeah, just one thing. The meanings that I have given for these expressions, I didn't look them up. It's more just what they mean to me, how I've heard them, and how I understand them to be. All except for what number was that? Off the top of my head, number 5. All except for number 5. That's the only one that I Googled and got that definition for. So all the other ones are just how I've experienced them. So if you heard these expressions used in a different manner or something like that, and that's perfectly fine. If you want, you can tell me how you've heard them used in the comments, because I'm interested. Because here in the Midwest, or at least in my little town, I've only heard them used really one way. So if you have lived in a different part of the U.S. or heard them in a different way, I would be very interested to hear all the different meanings. So just, yeah.
All right, Caleb, thank you so much. All right, Caleb, thank you so much. And yes, if you guys have some questions to make us to Caleb and me, just let it on the comments. We are gonna try to respond as soon as possible, right? So thank you so much, Caleb, for today's explanations, and that was all for today. Thank you.
Bye-bye,
Caleb.